Hello, everybody. This is the podcast extra, the Ed Still Talks About podcast. I haven't used that phrase in a while. Can't remember why. Can't remember why. Yeah, I just forget about it. Anyway, so just in case you haven't caught up, this is the my photography workflow. I was explaining how I do things, how I edit photo. No, how I like do the process of it, like getting from camera to edited to getting the photos in people's hands. Chapman was brilliant. Sorry, it's Chapman. Chapman, say hello, Chapman.
Hello, everyone. I'm the one that gets Eddie Yorkshire puddings sent
Oh,
to him.
son of a bitch.
This is gonna be my spiel from now on.
It will be, yeah, it'll be your shtick, thanks. And but he was like inputting the way he does things and kind of got similar, but not too similar. And it's great to hear actually other photographers have different ways of doing things. I think it's always good not to like be like homogenized photographers. It's good that we're not you know, cookie cutter same photographer like for everything. Sorry, I'm just saying the same thing over and over again in different ways. But you know what I mean. It's just nice that we're all different. But I promised that I'll talk about the Tomb Raider story in a previous podcast, and we forgot about it. So yeah, let's do it now. Um, just to do it for more formally. Chat. This is Chapman, LPC Photography. Wave. He's waving.
Wave.
Yeah. I love you actually said it. So it's the Tomb Raider story. So this was beginning of January of this year, 2024, and I was like I had a week off work, and just to set the scene and a bit of like a bit of everything. So I planned on the Thursday to travel up to see Kevin on the Thursday, chill with him a little bit, and just have catch up with things, and then I had a 3 day weekend of shooting photos. So on the Friday, I was shooting with SJ Jinx on, and this is all for my other branding, by the way. This is for my other branding. On the Saturday, I was shooting with Gems Amir, who does burlesque as well. So we're shooting some of those stuff and also some cosplay stuff. But I also shot with two latex models. I should name them properly. So give me a second. Just we'll find them.
Oh, what's this? We're getting your models now.
Look, I remember so much in my head.
I'm
It's
I'm I'm just joking. I'm
good,
joking.
good. One's
I
called.
I I tend to forget all the cosplay
Oh,
names I've shot with as well.
tell me about it. So one's called Princess Latex Rubber Doll. Can't imagine how that could be sexualized. And the other one, they are called. I've got Kate B, but I know it's like Kitty Cat 88. I think I'm gonna. I don't want to hit their actual. Yeah, so yeah, Kitty Cat 83 II or two. I don't know.
I'm just surprised the first one met the character limit of social media.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let me just check their account. Let me. No, yes, it's princess underscore latex underscore rubber underscore doll. So yeah.
Oh, they must have increased the limit size of a username.
Master done. So shooting with those three. Have I mentioned no Montrose Studios? I always say Montrose Studios. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. I don't get commission from them, but I just love saying their studio. Again, it's one of my favorite studios. And then on the Sunday, again, it's a model I met at Montrose Studios, who I became Facebook friends, and like for years, especially during like, after the pandemic years, I kept saying, "Oh, we should shoot with each other," and we never do. I never book her. And like, do you know what? Sod it. I'm in Manchester. I might as well just book her. I'm in the same area. I might as well do it. Saves me from another trip going up and down, up and down. So I thought that 3 day weekend, that was going to be it. It turned out on the Thursday, work needed me to come in for part of the day. And I went, well, I can shorten the time I was going to be in Manchester by rather than spending a whole day in Manchester, catching up and all that. I could spend like maybe the evening and then fill in the other bits for other time. And then a couple of days before, I feel like on the Monday or Tuesday, I got a message from a friend, Sharik Cosplay. They asked me, I have an opportunity where we can shoot Lara Croft at off of a statue of her in London, Camden Town. I went, oh, okay then. When are you free? Obviously, she said, "Are you interested?" I said, "Yes." She goes, "When are you free?" And I went, "Oh, I can do the following week." And they said, "No, I can't do the following week." And luckily, I'll explain later why that was a good thing. And then I kind of went, "Oh, I wanted this day to myself, but sod it, I'll do it." And I went, I'm free on the Wednesday. And they went, great, I can do Wednesday evening. They cool, well, let's go. So we meet up in the evening. We then we met at a location and tripped across to Camden. We get to the venue and the statue's gone, and they're just they were going, oh, but I messaged them. They were saying it was still there, and I went, oh, don't worry. Look, we can still see signage of the word Tomb Raider. Let's get photos with that. Luckily, our handler, her friend, we were just chatting, and then all of a sudden, she was like going, she was like asking around, and we found out that the statue was inside a building. So we she asks, and then and they said, yeah, you can shoot here, that's fine, just don't do this, don't do that. I went, yeah, that's fine, it's not a problem. So we go inside. I drop my, no, not drop my bag. I take my bag off. It was cold that day, but I was starting to get a little bit warmer, so I thought I was getting like hot and sweat. So I started delayering some of my clothing. It got to, so we're shooting, and we'll get some really good photos. I had my lights out, so we get some nice like focused light on both the statue and on her, on the model, and yeah, they were so good. I love the photos on it, and we were getting some great ideas, getting bouncing off ideas here and there, and shooting photos. And we were there for about 10-20 minutes, I think. About that, I feel about that long. You're still there, Chapman, by the way. You're not falling
Yeah, I'm
asleep.
still here.
Yeah.
I am listening in. It's because it's your story to tell,
I
so I
know,
can't
I
really
do,
chime in.
I know. And to be fair, Chapman has heard the majority of this story, so he knows where it's going. Um, and then the guy that we inquired with, they went, look, I'm about to lock up. Do you mind wrap it up? Oh yeah, that's fine. It's not a problem. So yeah, that's fine. So I grabbed my stuff, and so get my camera bag, um, go outside, and we would go back to the original idea of like just shooting photos out in the open and things like that. The guy comes out, locks up, and then leaves, and things like that. And so we're shooting for another, I think, like 10 minutes outside and things like that, and that's quite good. So everyone's happy, everyone's good. So and then we say, cool, cool, cool. Got my camera bag. That's cool. Oh, where's my coat? Oh no, I left it indoors. What else do you find in coats? Wallet, house keys. I left my house keys in that coat. I was more worried about my house keys than my wallet. Money can be replaced, cards can be replaced. My house keys, I've went, shit, how the fuck am I going to get myself home and get to a bed? That was what I was more worried about than anything else. And I was so stupid. You laughing, aren't you?
No, so I always keep my keys on me. So my keys are always either on me. I never leave anything in my coat. Like anything I leave in my coat is something I don't mind missing, to be honest. So like if it's house keys, it's like in my back pocket or in my backpack.
Yeah. It's really weird because there are times I do take out my keys and put it in my camera bag. And I think because of this fear that if I lose my coat, then at least I've still got my house keys and things like that. I don't do it all the time, so it's not like I went, "Oh, why did I not do it this time?" I don't do it all the time, so therefore it's kind of still tracks what I usually do. And I was just so worried. The cosplay, Shurik cosplay, they were so like, "Oh my god, Ed, you gonna be all right?" I mean, and I was just like ringing around, like going, we were ringing up the company and all that. I tried to break the door down, and I fell badly, and I was like, I'm glad I fell badly. And like, honestly, I felt such an idiot. I really did. So anyway,
Hmm.
I'm like ringing around. Also, now I'm now ringing around like my sister who lives near me. I was like, "Oh, can I crash at your place?" I was ringing up my letting agency to say, "Look, do you have spare keys? Don't ring up your letting agency after of office hours. It's absolutely useless." I got the advice of, "Oh, you'll need to get a locksmith to open your door, and you need to pay for it." I went, "Oh, okay then." So what are you here for? Literally, what are you here for? I'm sure there's other emergencies like floodings and things like that. But to get the advice of we can't even get you the spare key, then but shouldn't you have the spare key so have access to it? But yeah, it was like I was very frustrated at the time, but it's not their fault. If that's their policy, that's their policy, and things like that. Um,
Mm.
but I just found it very infuriating that I knew they had spare keys, but they just weren't available to them, which again just infuriating. I mentioned about work, and I thought, oh wait, my workplace is in central London. I wonder if I can just crash there and just find somewhere to sleep. And I did ring up and I did check; it was all fine. I was able to to sleep there, but honest to God, I was in a mode of anxiety and panic. I just could not believe how stupid I was. Even now, I'm feeling flustered right now talking about it. So that's how embarrassed I was. Anyway, to cut the story, just to move the story along. Anyway, the next day I was both working and ringing up the company just to say, look, is anyone going to be there on site? I rang them literally every like 10, 20 minutes intervals just to get an answer. I finally got to someone, and again, just to move the story on a little bit, because I don't want this to be too much of a long story. I did, they did say, oh, yeah, yeah, someone will be there. We just don't know how long they're going to be there for. Oh, thank goodness. And I kept ringing and ringing because they never got back to me about when the thing was going to, how long people were going to be there for. And I said, "Are they there now?" And after like the fifth call, I went, "Oh yeah, they're there now." I went, right, I'm gunning it. I literally took a train straight up to Camden Town, got to that venue, and got my coat, found my keys, and I was so relieved. I've never felt so relieved in my life. Do you know what? I have a picture of me holding my keys on my coat. I will put that on the Patreon um description so you can see how joyful I was about seeing it. But yeah, um just to complete the story about the Manchester thing, I decided that Thursday I was s- still at that point going to drive to Manchester afterwards, but I didn't get a good night's sleep the previous night. I was anxious. I was just awful. I decided, you know what, I'm going to sleep in my own bed because at that point also I felt like I slept. I've been sleeping in every other bed but my own bed this year, and I just went, you know, I just want to spend one more night in my bed just to prove that I have slept in my bed a bit more this year. Um, but honestly, that weekend in Manchester, to be fair, it didn't really dampen my spirits too much. At the time, I was saying to myself, I still think this to this day, it's not that I lost my keys. I knew where my keys were. They're behind a door, a locked door. I knew where they were. I was more worried that the people were there because they were taking it all down. They would actually chuck my coat away, thinking it's part of a prop.
Mm.
That was my most worry. But yeah, it was fine. It was that was it. But yeah, I drove up on the Friday morning and said woke up very early, drove up, able to chill for a little bit, and then started taking photos. Which I've completed one set of photos with SJ Jinx. They turn out really well. I really enjoy those photos. And I said I'm doing the Saturday photos. Oh, that's it. The one thing I was meant to mention on the main podcast. I forgot to say that I edit photos in order of I've taken the photos. So right now I'm doing the Manchester photos, but I've still got MegaCon photos and now AnimeCon photos to edit, and now that's become my button log. Oh no.
Oh God, the cursed B word.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But again, you don't have to be truthful. You can lie. But have you done anything as stupid, or maybe half as stupid as me? Hearing that story.
Yes, but that will have to be another podcast extra.
An extra of an extra, absolutely no problem. I know. I don't want to. Like I said, I don't want to force you and things like that.
Oh
Nice
no,
and
I'm just helping you retain more people.
thanks. I think. But
If I
yeah,
tell the story now, people are just gonna listen and end it. But if I say the story next time, they'll tune in, right?
100%, 100%. But yeah, honestly, I do to this day. I do feel very embarrassed by that moment, that incident, and yeah, I every so often now I will now put my keys into my bag. Like at AnimeCon, I did actually um spot someone, and it just occurred to me that they were nowhere near that photo shoot, but their appearance for me triggered a memory of that shoot, and I went right. put my keys in my bag. Just put my keys in my bag, or check they're in my bag at least. So yeah, I was, but yeah, I now do that now. So um, top tip,
What
people, make sure you have your house keys. That's what I'm saying.
what you also need is like one of those things that beeps at you for leaving like a certain radius of it.
I did think that, but I think I would have still been close enough for it not to beep. That's why I don't think that would have worked that day. I know what you're saying. I did think that, but yeah, but yeah,
I'm sure you could get some that's set to like beep after leaving like 3 feet of it.
absolutely. But then if that's the case, then it will beep all the time at Comic Con because
Yeah,
the
keep it
amount.
on you then.
Yeah, exactly. The amount of times I've left my keys that's in my camera bag and just left it for about 10 minutes on its own, and I'm surprised no one's picked it up. Again, I'm not tempting fate. I'm not trying to ask to have my stuff stolen, but I'm surprised it hasn't been stolen. That's all I'm saying. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, it's yeah,
More of the story, everyone. Eddie forgets his keys, so
yeah.
remind him.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Remind his keys and his Yorkshires.
I think fuck off with the Yorkshire. I forget my key once. We'll leave it at that. All right. Oh god, I wanted to make this a bit of a short podcast extra. I hope you enjoyed that story. Please, please, I know you pay to hear the story. For the love of, for any deity god out there, do not remind me of the story. I'm happy to tell it. I don't want people to tell me this story. I know it in my. I relive it every so often now. Every so often, every time I look at my keys now, I relive it. So please do not remind me of this story. I beg of you. Um, but
Well,
when
do
I
you know what that means, everyone?
oh no.
Send him Yorkshires to forget.
Yes, yes, that I can accept. That I can just about accept.
uh,
But when I told you that story, because I told you that at MegaCon Live, I mean, I think I don't know. I think you were like, because obviously you knew I was standing there safe, but I don't know if you went, "Oh shit, Eddie really was stupid."
no, I was more like, oh shit, it happened to you as well.
Yeah. Oh, is that your story?
Yeah, remember I told you about my story.
Yeah, I think look. My memory's a sieve at the moment. I'm surprised I remember to get out of bed and go to work. Gee,
uh,
but yeah. Anyway, look. Um, listen, I want to make this a short story, so I'm gonna start. I was gonna say tuning out. That's really weird, but I'm gonna start signing off now. But I hope you enjoyed that story. I hope it puts a smile on your face, because if it's put a smile on your face, I'm happy for that to happen. But I will say it one more time. Please do not remind me. I don't need to be reminded. So thank you. On that note, I'm going to say goodbye, and Chapman's going to say bye. So bye, guys.
bye. Send him Yorkshires.
Shut it.